Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Julian Grace. Well, North Carolinians are learning more today about President Trump's extraordinary new tariffs on Mexico, Canada, and China, and the counter tariffs two of those nations immediately imposed as a response. There's so much to talk about. As we've been reporting, the tariffs will amount to a significant 25% duty on all imports from Mexico and most goods from Canada, and a 10% tariff on Chinese goods imported into the U.S. Many people want to know more information on how they will be impacted by all of this. Mexico's president immediately ordered retaliatory tariffs, and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said he put matching 25% tariffs on up to $155 billion in U.S. imports. As WRAL's Laura Levine reports, people right here in the Triangle are bracing for the worst.
For years, families at local grocery stores have been paying more because of inflation.
We were lied to. We're going to see prices raised. I just bought double the amount of coffee I normally would.
Some shoppers at the Village District in Raleigh tell me they're now bracing for even higher price tags.
I have an elderly mother that is on a fixed income. I am a single person that's on a regular income, and that does concern me.
President Trump's order puts a 10% tariff on all goods coming in from China and 25% on imports from Mexico and Canada. This drew swift retaliation and an undeniable sense of betrayal from the country's key trade partners.
Like, I can understand perhaps with China that they want to change China's behavior in terms of fairness in manufacturing and utilizing computer chips and things like that.
Gas, fresh produce, and consumer electronics are some of the top goods the U.S. imports from these countries. Economist Mike Walden says there are estimates the overall inflation rate in the country could go up to somewhere between 3% and 4% on an annualized basis.
And I certainly understand the desire on part of the administration potentially to have more manufacturing done in the U.S. But this is sticky when you have a system right now that is giving us, in many cases, lower priced products.
Collectively, these three countries accounted for 42% of the nearly $3 trillion worth of goods the U.S. imported worldwide last year. Here in North Carolina, our auto parts producing industry would get hit especially hard.
We don't yet have an up and functioning auto assembly plant. That's what VinFast is designed to do eventually. But that would mean that those auto parts that we make, that a lot of which go to Mexico for assembly, would have a tax on it, a tariff on it.
So if 10 and 20 and 30% tariffs go on $20,000, $30,000 vehicles, that's a lot of money for an average American.
The Trump administration said tariffs are aimed at curbing the flow of drugs and undocumented immigrants into the U.S. On Sunday, Trump wrote on his social media platform, "It will all be worth the price that must be paid."
I'm sure they would be happy to work with us with relation to illegal immigration problems as well as the fentanyl that's coming across the border. So I would hope that we could work with them as partners rather than as adversaries.
Laura Levine, WRAL News in Raleigh.